Hi YouTube and welcome to another Photoshop for Beginners tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how you can get this custom black and white effect. By custom I mean this is sort of your own black and white effect. If you just desaturate the image it will look nothing like this, as I'll show you in a minute. And also how you can get this depth of field effect around the car. The image I'm using today is just a Subaru WRX that I got off www.netcarshow.com. If you're into cars and you like your wallpapers, they offer thousands of car wallpapers in all different resolutions, every single make you could think of. But anyway, back to the tutorial. The first thing you're going to need to do is cut out this car using, well, my preferred tool is the polygonal lasso tool, which is right here. A lot of people might opt for the magic wand tool. If you are, I wouldn't recommend doing that because this isn't a distinctly sort of two-colored image and it'll take forever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, cut the car out. So all you need to do is, I'll just show you, just zoom in, right in on the car, get your lasso tool and just simply draw around the car. Make sure you get it all in and try not to get the background in, because what we're going to be doing is blurring out the background and leaving the car. And also the purpose of this is so we can keep the original levels of the car. But all you need to do is just go around it, just work your way around it, all the way around it, and I'll do mine and I'll come back to you when my cutout is complete. Okay, now that I've got the car cut out, or you should too, this is a fairly rough cutout compared to what I did in this one. I spent a lot more time on this one. The more time you spend on it, the better you can cut it out, but this is good enough for now. When you get down to the black pixels here, you don't really have to be as precise because they're black and they're not going to be affected by the blur. But anyway, once you've done that, make sure it's not a background layer. And then once you're in this layer, just hit copy, so Control C, and then paste. So now you've got the car, you've got a duplicate on the car on a separate layer. So it shouldn't move once you copy it. So, or sometimes you might copy paste and it'll appear over here. Make sure you just line it back up with the previous one. So you can see we've got a cutout of our car here. Actually, yeah, it's moved over here, so I'll just nudge that over a pixel. So you've got a cutout of the car, and what you want to do is desaturate the image. So hit Control Shift U for the car layer, and then Control Shift U for the background. Now that's your standard black and white effect. You could quit the tutorial here, and it'd be kind of pointless because I mean all that effort for nothing. But if you see in here, the black and white, it's sort of warm. It's a lot, the contrast, there's a lot more whites and more popping blacks in the background than there is the car, and you've got this depth of field effect obviously. I'm going to show you how to do that. Make sure you're in your background layer, and then just go up to image adjustments, then levels. And then this little box will come over here because I'm on dual monitors and it never likes to spawn it in the right spot. But okay, this little slider is okay. For some reason my screen recorder won't let me drag it, but just say you wanted to bump this up to 5 or maybe 50. You can see that the further you push over this, the more blacks you will get. You've got greys, we're going to leave that alone, and then you've got your whites up here. The further you push it over that way, so this is basically a more precise way to get better contrast in your blacks and whites. So we're going to push this up to about 50. Actually, maybe about 40, depending on your image, and won't affect the white too much. Probably make that about 250. Actually about 230. So you've got this sort of high contrast now, but as you can see the levels of the car were not affected. That's because we cut the car out and it's on a separate layer. So you can see what would if you didn't cut out the car, it would be, I don't know, it's just too dark, it looks too overdone. So we preserved the levels of the car. You can adjust the car levels if you want, you can make the car darker, but for now I'm going to keep that as is. Now once you want to keep on the background layer, your layer 0, go up to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Now as you can see there was a change in the background there, it's blurred it. I like to use about 2.4. You can play around with that, and whatever blur level fits for you is what obviously you can use. Then just hit OK. Once again, the reason we cut out the car is because if we were to blur the whole thing, the car would be a blurry mess. So we've preserved the car once again. I'm going to do a quick curves adjustment on the car. Okay. Oh fuck yeah, I forgot about screen recorder. If you want, you can adjust the curves of the car to make it a little more darker, but because of my screen recorder, it won't let me click drag, which is a pain in the ass. Once you've done that, now you want to click on your background layer again and create a new layer in between the background layer and the car. And just go and grab your paint bucket tool, get a brown of your choosing, preferably one of the lighter ones, not too much green in it. And then go to here, set the blend mode to color, and then grab the opacity, grab the opacity and make it about 10%, okay, and there's the sort of warm black and white effect, so you turn that off, it's cooler, it looks a little more vintage. I might bump that down again to about 5, but that's how I got the sort of warmish black and white effect in this photo. So that's basically it. You can go ahead and flatten all your layers now. So flatten it into one. The image might look a bit pixelated because you zoomed out, but if you zoom in like that, you can see it's all well and done. That's basically it, guys. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you have any questions for me, see, as you can see, the better you cut the car out, the better the blur will look. If you have any questions for me, just drop a comment in the video. This is a beginner's tutorial, so most of you should be able to follow that. Anyway, stay tuned for my next video. I'm not sure what it will be at the moment, but don't forget to subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more videos I make, so pretty much win-win for everyone. Anyway, see you in my next video, guys.